Hey there.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Afternoon.
Good morning for me. Good afternoon for you guys.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah. Good. You?
Yeah, good week. What day is it? Friday? Is it Friday? Awesome.
Good week.
Yeah.
We'll do
Yeah, I
the
did.
with you on Friday.
I had a horrible feeling it wasn't Friday there for a second. So,
Hey,
you know,
what year is
that'll
it?
be quite funny.
listen, that happens to me all the time.
25.
I often wake up and forget what day it is. And think it's Friday and it's really not. That's upsetting. Sort of ruins my entire day. So.
I like your t-shirt, Carl.
Yeah, so it has a little MVP badge.
Oh, look at that.
Where'd you get that from?
That is from Summit in March last year.
Very nice. I need to get
MVP
one
Summit.
of them.
Yeah, so you guys are you guys going to Summit this year or not? No, I'm not.
Unfortunately, not. Could come to London the week after, so I'm going to go there and hopefully Rejects as well.
Well, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I really
Rejects
enjoyed the
before,
one
right?
in Salt Lake. Yeah, the one in Salt Lake City was awesome, so definitely want to go again.
What was it on the Monday then? On the Monday?
It was 2 days before. Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't know, the Rejects it's like a mini conference right before KubeCon, right, where folks that don't get their sessions or talks accepted into the CNCF days and co-located stuff, then they submit to Rejects and often get accepted there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So it quite often, although it really shows that less well-known speakers that maybe don't get accepted into the main event are then still able to get their content out there. So, but then in Rejects, I've also seen some really well-known folks in Rejects as well. So, really cool initiative.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And one more thing, Carl. I like your antenna you got going on in space.
You got your
stupid wired headset.
Yeah,
So
I thought it was like Mandalorian style.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's It's not a microphone boom.
I got a Lego thing here. Yeah, it's Boba Fett actually.
Yeah, don't bring it down because if it breaks, I won't stop laughing.
No, let's not. All right. So the week, how's the week been, Carl?
Busy considering I for a moment didn't really know what day it was there. So still plugging away with the same client, still building their mission critical, can't speak this morning either, mission critical target architecture, like target state stuff. So it's all full of AKS goodness, all cloud native, trying to get things as fast and efficient, as agile as possible, trying to automate everything end to end. So
nice.
We're going to use it as this sort of North Star architecture, and then everything we do with this client, with their software platform, is driving towards reaching that, what we've decided is where we need to be to achieve scaling and agility and velocity that we need over the next few years. So yeah, it's really cool. That's what most of my focus has been, aside from the usual stuff you get pulled into, like building a few bits here and there and supporting a few bits here and there. So yeah, it's been a good week. It's been busy. Lots happening.
I also see, Carl, that you released a blog post.
Yeah, so first blog. So it's been a busy year. We won't get into the details. But it's been a busy year, and I've been really quiet in the community. So
only been 30 days of the year.
Yeah,
last 12 months. Hoops.
Okay. The actual year.
So I released a blog post yesterday talking about using AZ API, Terraform provider, to build AKS labs and stuff and keep up with the day zero releases and features from Azure in general, not just the cloud native stuff in Azure. So it allows you to keep up with what's going on without switching away from Terraform, if that's what you're set with, to Bicep or Azure CLI and preview commands and all that stuff. So it allows you to get those day zero functions. I talk in the blog article about the API VNet integration stuff. It's a preview feature. It's not exposed in Azure RAM, but if you use the right API, you can expose it in AZ API, and that's the main difference, right? Without previewing my blog post too much. In AZ API, much like Bicep, you can select the API you want to address, and Azure you can't do that. So it's a bit slower to get the latest features. So yeah, check it out. Engineeringclouds.io. Give it a read. Thanks.
Nice plug.
Yeah. What about you, Richard?
Well, I got glasses, as you can see.
Very sophisticated.
Yeah, something like that. I've been doing some blogging as well. I've created a nice cheat sheet for Helm commands,
Saw that.
which I put on the socials. Made that in Canva. It's quite fun to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't know why I had the idea. I just thought, I think it's because a lot of people internally are using it more now. So I thought, it will help them, help the internet. Let's put it out there. There's done some blog posts as well. One about pod disruption budgets, because we're seeing that a lot more coming up now, and people really need to take those seriously. So I thought I'll chuck a blog post out. And then for work-wise, just been focusing on creating documentation. Looked at using Docusaurus with GitHub Pages. That didn't work very well, so now I'm back with Hugo. And yeah,
hard to beat. It's hard to beat Hugo, right?
It really is. There's a really nice theme that I'm using called Lucid Docs, and yeah, it's working well and getting it all right to match our internal color schemes and stuff like that. Becoming a web dev, it feels like, but yeah, no, that's pretty much all I've done this week. And working with GitHub Forms for the issues, and then moving that to Microsoft Forms, because you can't do conditions in GitHub Forms yet. So hopefully one day that will come, because then I can move everything back to there. It automatically creates the issue, and then good fun stuff. But yeah, no, it's been a busy week with less technical but more fun, apart from the web dev stuff.
Yeah, if you spend more time doing CSS tweaks on a website than you do your day job, then it's a problem. I spend more time doing CSS tweaks on my blog site than actually writing blogs, which is frustrating. So
no, it's looking good now. No, your blog, the dark mode works really well, which is nice.
Yeah. I have to thank our friend and your colleague Simon Lee for the help there. He's CSS wizard, and I just end up trying to smash the computer if I do it.
Well, he's a CSS wizard.
Chat GPT.
Listen, if he wants to say that he just uses Copilot, and when I get too frustrated, I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. I'm not saying it's true.
It works.
No, but this is a hidden skill that we will now leverage internally.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I've been using him to help with this Hugo stuff as well, so he definitely has something there.
All right.
Yeah. How about you, Wesley?
Well, we're not mentioning CNCF membership.
Oh, yes, we did do that, didn't we? I forgot all about that.
Tell the people who we are.
Yes, Intercept. Richard and I. Yeah.
European-based. So if you're in America, sorry, you can't use us. But European-based managed service provider, cloud service provider, AKS wizards, cloud-native gurus. That's what we get called, at least internally. Yeah.
Taking over the world.
Yeah.
So you got CNCF membership?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Silver one.
Yeah.
Nice work. What's next?
Yeah.
Going through the marketing emails.
Yeah, the marketing emails are a lot, but yeah, hopefully Kubernetes certified solution partner will be the next one.
We're looking into that.
Which will be nice.
That's cool.
Just need marketing to help us create the landing page on the website, and then we're pretty much ready to go with that one.
And it's something we've been doing already for customers. We've got proposition and we're formalizing some stuff. So good stuff coming. Very good stuff coming.
Awesome. Nice work.
Congratulations. So I've been spending time on that. Yeah, thank you. I was spending time on that, and then I also had the flu this week, and we made life choices and bought a puppy on Tuesday. So tough week. It's going well.
Awesome.
She's downstairs now, wrecking the place. No, Amy's.
What is her name? What did you call the puppy?
Her name is Joy, because apparently you cannot call a dog Cloud Native Compute Foundation CNCF or Kubernetes. So,
but you could have called Kida.
That's a good idea.
No. I mean, you did not call your cat Cube, so it's.
I wanted to. I wasn't allowed.
Exactly. I got the same problem. It's joy.
True. So we just need to find a Kubernetes project called Joy now, or create one and get into the CNCF, and then it's all done.
All right.
Yeah, so that was my week. Been a good week.
Good.
The puppy's nice, but it's a Malinois, so sometimes they get difficult. It's fun nonetheless. Yeah,
Looks cute. I've seen a picture.
looks cute. Looks cute.
It is little.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Let's just give it a couple of months and ask me in a couple of months.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to the news?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. The KubeCon EU schedule still live?
Yep. Still live. Go and check it. I've still not checked it yet.
So there's no point me asking if you have a favorite talk yet?
No,
Sure.
not, but I'm sure that's going to be a favorite one. I need to go through it and see like what kind of theme it's going to be this year.
So your homework for next week is to look at the schedule and be able to ask questions, answer questions on it.
Yeah, sounds good. Definitely.
Right. So, and then you wake up in the morning, you open up your favorite social media app, whatever app that is, and it says DeepSeek R1. Where did that come from?
To be honest, there's no way I expected that to be an AI model, to be honest. But
no.
Moving swiftly on.
What did you think it was?
We're not going to talk about it here. So,
maybe no.
Right. So let's talk about what DeepSeek is then. So this is OpenAI competitor coming out of China, which is able to leave the current big players in the dust at a minute fraction of the price to build and to train. I mean, we're talking ridiculous difference. Everything we're saying here, allegedly, okay, based on the information released. Okay, so let's take it at face value. I mean, that's a heck of a difference. I mean, what did they say? 5 million versus
5.5.
5.5 million versus billions and billions. I mean, what was that? 300 odd billion wiped off NVIDIA in a couple of days. The value of NVIDIA over a couple of days. And then OpenAI and NVIDIA and everybody just sort of standing there going, what? But this thing is supposedly very good. I haven't touched it yet, but very good and suddenly very, very popular and all the rest of it. My only concern is the speed at which the various AI and language model playgrounds and stuff have suddenly adopted it. Is there not? I mean, I would be saying this whether it was DeepSeek or whether it was another one from another country like the US or the UK had suddenly arrived on the scene with very little knowledge of what's going on behind the scenes. Is there a concern that we're adopting it too quickly and we don't really know what's going on under the hood?
I would say not really, because if you use the app that they've released or their hosted version and read the terms and conditions, basically China owns everything you put into it and can do whatever they want with it.
But it's also open source, right? So I guess
it's also open source.
Allays those fears too, right?
Yeah. So if you go and run it in AWS or Azure AI Foundry, then they're running it the open source model. And I would hope that AWS and Azure have gone through the code,
done their homework,
due diligence before they've allowed it to be run in their system. And there's no backdoors to China.
Well, or any other country that would misuse your data, because it won't just be China for folks watching around the world. To be fair, it's not just a single country. They're all up to it. So just be aware of what you're signing up to and what you're doing.
OpenAI is probably doing it for the US government, to be honest.
I have no comment to make.
But then it's not just the speed at which this was released and trained and it was just there. Then it's also, I mean, that you go back to bed. Next morning, you check your social media app, your favorite ones, and then Azure AI Foundry now supports DeepSeek R1. Kaido supports DeepSeek R1. AWS supports DeepSeek R1.
Didn't they release another one as well recently, a new model, which is even faster and better than this one? And then I think Alibaba has come out and said, oh, we've got one that's even better.
we thought cloud native tech moved fast. This AI world is more faster.
Well, AI runs on cloud native. That's what makes it fast.
So it does.
Yeah, that's true.
Cloud native is the flywheel for AI.
But yeah, it's really cool. And I like the fact that it's open source. I like the capabilities, and the expertise isn't just centered around one, country in the world or one company. So I like that the other folks are doing it too and getting in there. And I also like the fact that it was done at a fraction of the price, using apparently bog standard, although 5.5 million, but bog standard GPUs. Because NVIDIA or the DeepSeek couldn't get the top of the range NVIDIA ones due to sanctions or whatever. So it really is really interesting, and hopefully that sort of continues, that now that folks around the world that are really interested in have expertise in this stuff can do it with standard line sort of hardware. So really interesting to see what happens next.
Well, I'm also I read a post earlier today where it said that Microsoft and OpenAI are investigating a DeepSeek R1, as allegedly they use the OpenAI APIs to train DeepSeek R1. So that's also an interesting take on things. Anyway, there's more beef happening in the AI community.
I'm sure we'll talk about this next week again to see what's happening next. But I mean, before we move on, purely from a sustainability point of view, the massive amounts of compute required to run these massive models like OpenAI, and just talking about in the US, this 500 billion joint venture in the US to build the next level infrastructure to support all of this stuff. The sustainability wins for the planet by being able to do it with what's effectively lower level hardware and less of it. So be interesting to see how that continues to develop.
Definitely. For sure. Definitely. All right, moving on, because I did a demo on this in this show actually. And then I completely butchered it on why would you do this? And I mean, it's possible. Well, why on earth would you do this? And I'm coming back from that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Tail between legs, right?
Yeah.
Well, my ego's too big for that. I mean,
at least you said it.
I mean, we all know it's true. Now, the thing is that KubeVirt, for the people listening and not watching, so you can run your VMs on top of Kubernetes, where Kubernetes is your virtualization platform. And about 1.5 years ago, I completely butchered it. Like, hey, you can do it, but why would you do it? Why would you do VMs and containers? And I'm thinking, I do everything on Kubernetes. Why would I not do it?
Yeah, makes life so much easier.
Yeah, and I see it gaining a lot of popularity in the community, KubeVirt. So. Change of posture.
It's really good for like RPA stuff as well. I'm thinking as well, because obviously you want to run your RPA agents and that in Kubernetes as much as possible. But sometimes you need that UI for your RPA agents. So spin it up, do your stuff, spin it back down.
And also
so cool.
Also, you mentioned it, having it be on the one platform. We're now, obviously, we're all old hats. Some of us older than others, and have been around for a while, coming from lots of on-premises data center stuff, storage, servers, actual, you got to touch 10 rack and stack stuff, all that good stuff.
GPOs, ODBC.
So we're now in a place where we're getting an awful lot of new blood into the industry that have never been there, don't have that underlying foundation in general. So being able to reduce the number of control planes and management technologies and just skills that they need to know, so bringing KubeVirt inside of Kubernetes keeps. I mean, you're going to have to manage the VMs that KubeVirt spin up, but it's that one control plane underlying it. So if they know how to manage Kubernetes, then they're already halfway up that learning curve, right? So, I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. It's good for home labs as well.
Yeah, I still feel weird talking about running virtual machines in Kubernetes, but that's just because I'm old. So I'll maybe have a look at it in the next couple of weeks and have a play.
Well, It also shows how extensible Kubernetes is. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
how extensible Kubernetes is. So on to the next subject. Crow.
What a link, Wesley. What a link.
That was very good.
I told you, it's skills. I know ego, but skills. Crow. You pronounce it like crow, right?
Yeah, as in the
That's what
bird.
block.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yep. KRO, Crow.
What's Crow then, Richard?
Crow stands for Kube Resource Orchestrator, or Kubernetes Resource Orchestrator. It helps you define, I'm reading this by the way, helps you define complex multi-resource constructs as reusable components in your application and system. It does this by providing a Kubernetes native vendor agnostic way to define grouping of Kubernetes resources.
Take a breath.
Crow's fundamental custom resource in the resource graph definition, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it just helps you group different types of Kubernetes resources together and helps you deploy it all nicely. Stuff like it's good for like CRDs and that kind of fun stuff.
All right. And where did that come from? Did you say that?
So that came from AWS, I believe, to start off with. But it's now, they have a blog post on it today that just came out. AKS Engineering Blog has one on their site as well. So, you know, this is definitely vendor agnostic and people seem to be going down this route. So have a look at it. Check it out. The link's on the site on here, or just search for GitHub CRO-run and you'll find the repo.
Awesome. Let's check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
In general, the AKS Engineering blog is recommended. It's a good blog. Blog,
very, very good
articles are there. Yeah,
written by the AKS engineering team as well, so they're good stuff.
Awesome. All right, so this is one I added to the list of news for today. So, like the nerd that I am, I often monitor the GitHub issues for among other repos, the CNCF Technical Oversight Committee, the TOC. So I noticed this one posted a couple of days back, and it's about rebooting the TAG groups, or the technical advisory groups within the CNCF. So, I mean, up until recently, I haven't really paid attention to the inner workings of how the CNCF functions and what the various components and stuff are. And my understanding, and someone in the chat can correct me, or somebody can correct me later, but my understanding is that the TAG groups, help with technical direction and what sort of direction the CNCF wants to go in, and assessing new projects and all of that sort of stuff. So they're rebooting this. They're making a number of changes, because in the issue they're saying that the tags today are unhealthy because they're losing representative domain experts. The leadership are burning out. Lack of new leaders coming on board, and then the tags the individual groups are performing outside of their scope. There's lots of operational overhead and all of that sort of stuff. Okay, so what they're wanting to do is they're going to restructure them. They're going to consolidate the number of them from 8 to 5. They're going to introduce like sub projects and initiatives. So basically, they're trying to take the what seems like a lot of pressure on the folks in the TAG groups, or the technical advisory groups, and the leadership to try and help it scale over the next 10 years or so. So, I mean, I think this could only be a good thing, especially when they're talking about burnout for the existing leadership and folks in there. So I think this can only be a good thing for the cloud native ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Can we sign up for that then, or how does that work?
I don't know. We'd have to go and have a look. But now we're partners, I'm sure we can go and find out more information that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you with answers next week. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Sure. We'll check it out. All right. What have we got next, news-wise?
Your thingy.
Oh, this is still me. So, App Gateway for Containers. You'll have heard me talking last week briefly about App Gateway for Containers having recently gotten WAF support. So Web Application Firewall, which makes it now a compelling option for protecting your publicly exposed Wesley, you okay? You're publicly exposed.
It's got the flu.
You're publicly exposed container workloads. Okay. So now that supports WebSockets, which is awesome. So that helps with browser compatibility, real-time data, efficiency, security, and gives flexibility wins. So wins in all of those spaces. So good to see App Gateway for containers continue to evolve, because there are offerings in the Edge and WAF space, like Front Door, I think, still doesn't support WebSockets, or maybe it does, and
It does now.
Oh, then I'm woefully misinformed, but it took a while to get there. So good to see things progressing and App Gateway for containers continuing to evolve. So that's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking. At least I can say I cried on camera.
I just talking away, and then I glanced at your screen. I was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, no, it's when you got the flu, you get dry throat and it starts tickling. It's just
not fun.
All right. Next up is me again, I think, right?
Yep.
Wow, look at that.
All right. Azure Container Storage. So Azure Container Storage is like an abstraction for providing various types of storage, various storage mediums to your AKS clusters as mounted volumes and all of that good stuff. And it abstracts Elastic SAN and disks and all sorts of stuff. So really, really cool. And now you can get the storage metrics out of that and they can be pushed to Prometheus. So then you can, when you're visualizing all of your other metrics and data coming out of your AKS cluster via Prometheus, you can visualize all of that in what is probably your managed Grafana from Azure if you're running an AKS. So that's awesome. So that again reduces the number of panes of glass that your support folks are looking at when they're trying to diagnose an issue, or just make sure that everything's running healthily. Have we had a chance over the last container storage has been out for, or been at least in preview for a good while? Have we had a chance to have a play with it of late?
Not of late. A couple of months ago, I played with it when I was in preview. We also did on the show here. Yeah, we did conclude it has significant performance increases compared to traditional storage. So, I don't think we actually have a current customer use case, but it works. It's good. It's good development.
Yeah, the more and more workloads that we move to Kubernetes, the more and more stateful workloads that are going to end up there. So having a good performance storage option under the hood is really good. So if you haven't checked out Azure Container Storage yet, please do. We'll be doing the same thing just to refresh ourselves since we last looked at it.
Cool. Oh, me. I'm going to share my screen for this one.
You put this in just now, didn't you?
Literally just put it in because I remembered about it. So let's do it.
Apologies to those folks listening to this in the future and not watching it on YouTube, but we'll have Richard describe everything here.
Oh yeah, I will. Don't worry. Okay, so Otto 8. The website is broken at the moment, but if you go to Otto8 OTTO8.ai, it's it's a hosted AI agent website. So AI agent is like the whole thing now. Everyone wants to talk about it. But Otto or OBOT, which is you can just search for OBOT, is the open source version of it, and it's basically it's an open source AI agent platform that lets you use your own LLMs and all of that stuff. It's got built-in RAG for your data, OAuth 2 integration, and that. So this has been created by a company called Acorn Labs and a guy called Darren Shepherd, and Darren created Rancher. So it's going to be good because he's created some good stuff. It's a shame the website isn't working, but if you go to it, you can actually work with it, and it's basically a chat GPT for DevOps. So the tagline is "Don't ask AI, do with AI." So it can actually integrate with CLIs, Docker images, JavaScript, Python, shell scripts, and actually use these tasks to do stuff for you on demand with cron jobs or like through webhooks and stuff like that. So I'm quite excited about this, and I think everyone should go and have a look at it if they're in the AI world. Definitely go and check it out. It's just a shame it's not working, but yeah, hopefully he'll fix that when he wakes up.
All right, so that's really cool. I might check that out actually.
Yeah.
And then next few weeks, give GitHub Copilot a run for its money.
Yeah, for sure. But no, it looks good, and it is also open source, so you can run it yourself as well, which is cool. And you can import your like ChatGPT key or whatever into it, which is nice. Your OpenAI key. But I do have one other bit of news which I haven't managed to write on there. Is because you talked about Prometheus. If you are using the Prometheus metrics for your AKS clusters now, we've got a nice new overview page for all of your cluster health and stuff like that. So if you enable that preview on your AKS cluster and then you click on the insights section, it will go to the monitor section now instead, and it just looks so much nicer. But yeah, so check that out if you haven't as well. And I've only just found this out today whilst doing this session, so that's why it's not on here yet. I haven't seen any announcements about this, but yeah, it's quite cool to see an overview of it. Super nice graphs and stuff. Even gives you like your top 5 controllers by log volume and stuff like that. So definitely check that out.
But it's not announced yet, not documented.
No, but it's on the live Azure portal. I've seen it on customer site as well, so it's not an MVP thing. It is.
So
hopefully not, mate. Time for a blog.
yeah.
Time for a blog article then, and we'll expect that from you
potentially
by this evening, right?
Maybe not that quick. I've got some things to do.
What's our first scoop?
Nice.
Scoop. It's our first scoop. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here.
Yeah.
Cloud Native Weekly.
And then I guess what we should also say is, because we keep talking about people listening, because why do we keep mentioning that, guys?
Because we on Spotify now.
Yes.
Yeah. So along with the format change, we're obviously doing less visual stuff. That's supposed to be no visual stuff, but Wesley went rogue today, or Richard went rogue today.
I went rogue.
Sorry. Richard went rogue today, but with the change in format, we wanted to try and expand the reach of the folks that get to hear our awesome voices every day or every week. So now, like Wesley said, we're now on Spotify as an audio podcast, and I'm sure we'll expand that footprint as well. I have no idea what it takes to get into Apple Podcasts or that, all of that sort of stuff, but we'll check it. We'll check it out. So that's pretty cool.
Do some Googling over the weekend. But even if we do decide, we got something cool to show, there's always a link to the YouTube video and in the episode of the podcast on Spotify.
So you can listen to it on the bus on the way to work, and then watch us in your lunch break so you can see the visual bit.
On the bus on the way to work.
Some people.
Who takes the bus?
Some people still do. I don't. I just walk downstairs. I need a really short podcast for that.
To be fair, I mean, I used to listen to podcasts as when I was commuting to work, and I haven't commuted to work in a long time. So, so that sort of stuff has dropped off, which is really disappointing, because it sort of gave me ideas as to what to check out next, or kept me up to help keep me up to date with the technology. But what I've started doing is when I'm working down here in the office and the kids aren't about, is just sticking the podcast on so I can listen to them while I'm working as well. So it depends what sort of work I'm doing and whether I can do those two things at the same time. But it helps me sort of consume a bit more of podcasts, right?
Nice. I do my 10,000 steps walk during lunch or somewhere in the evening, and then I listen to podcasts.
Nice. I just don't listen to them anymore.
So with the exception of Richard, please, if you're creating podcasts, please keep creating content. People do listen to it.
Yes,
your opinion, even if and something I've struggled with over the years of content creation and contributing to the community is but so and so did this and it's very similar to my idea, but your opinion is always going to be different. Your take on it is always going to be different. So if you're struggling with imposter syndrome and stuff, and you're thinking, this is just going to be the same as Richard, or this is just going to be the same as Wesley or whoever in the community, your voice is different, your opinions will be different, so go ahead and create that content.
Definitely. Awesome.
Oh, nice closing words.
Yeah. And I guess with that, we're not going to top that. So yeah, you should probably say
We're
bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
joining us.
Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.